Hello students, how are you? Today we are going to discuss the concept of a grouping of a capacitors. Now in the previous session also we had studied the concept of a grouping of a capacitors, but that was not enough to get a stronger grip. So you can consider it to be a continuation of that. Grouping of a capacitor, we will be taking some numericals today. So you be ready with the pen and paper, and in this portion, I'll be writing just the concepts which we have learned till now, so that applying those concepts only we can take up more and more problems. So one concept was the grouping of a capacitors. There we consider two types of a connections, right? Parallel connection and series connection. When we said parallel connection, it was something like this. Parallel connection C1 C2 if it is taken. What is the net capacity, effective capacitance of this? It is simply the addition C1 plus C2. If we took two capacitors which are connected in a series, let us say it is C1 plus C2, then it was C1 C2 by C1 C2, C1 plus C2, that is 1 by C effective in fact was equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. Now for the sake of ease, clear understanding, I am showing two capacitors only, and here in parallel also you can connect 3, 4, 5 or any n number of capacitors. In the series also any n number of capacitors can be taken, and thus 1 by C effective will be 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 plus 1 by C4 and so on. So if you take the LCM, only for 2 we are calculating, if you take the LCM C1 C2 and on C1 plus C2, but that is 1 by C effective. That's why C effective is equal to denominator upon numerator. That's it. If it is a series connection, it will be C1 C2 by C1 plus C2, right? Now then we took the concept of with the dielectric. If without dielectric, initially we have derived the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is equal to epsilon naught A by D, where A was the area, surface area of the capacitor, and D was the gap between the parallel plates, right? And K, if there was no K, that means it's a free space only. This was the capacitance. However, between that, if a dielectric of a dielectric constant capital K was introduced, then the new capacitance, it is written C dash here, C dash is equal to K epsilon naught A by D, and since epsilon naught A by D is C, so K multiplied by C. So the capacitance before the dielectric, that multiplied by the dielectric constant. And now if a dielectric is introduced between the slabs, but the thickness of the slab is given, that means the entire space between the plates are not filled with the dielectric, but a particular portion of that is filled with the dielectric. In that case, if the thickness is given to be small t, and of course d is the gap between the plates, then capacitance of the capacitor in such a condition was epsilon naught A divided by D minus T plus T by K. Then another concept also we learned, that energy stored in a capacitor is equal to half CV square or half Q square by C or half QV. Now applying all those ideas, we will take up some numericals. See, here in a grouping also, we should be clear about one concept. See, whenever in a complicated circuit is there, let us say, that is a series or a parallel, how we can be sure of? Now when a capacitor is there, the right side of the capacitor is connected to the left side of another capacitor, then we call it in series. However, from where we are starting till we reach the left plate of another capacitor, in between it should be only a conductor. However, if there is a connection which connect to maybe some electric equipment or whatever, if between from here to here, if one connection comes out, a closed connection comes out, then we can be sure that it is not series connection. It may be or may not be a parallel connection, but it is not series connection. We can be sure of that. Okay. Similarly, when we can be sure that two capacitors are connected in a parallel, that is, two of its sides should be at a particular potential only, and the other two should be at another particular potential only. Then only it is a parallel, and we will be looking into that while solving some numericals, of course. Let us take up this question where it says three capacitors C1, C2 and C3 are connected in series. Then prove that effective capacitance is equal to C1, C2, C3 divided by C1, C2 plus C2, C plus C3, C1. Now, the thing is, what is effective capacitance? One trick, it's not a trick but a concept only. You remember that if whenever there is a question, there are two terminals, open terminals are there, and though a cell electric battery is not there given in the question, you can imagine always between the two open ends there is a battery. V is supplied. You can imagine that way so that your idea will be clear. Okay, if it is V, what we can say, this side is a plus V, this side is 0. Now from this point, this point, this point, everywhere it's a plus V only, as long as we are moving along the conductor without reaching any electric equipment like a resistor or a capacitor. If nothing is coming in the same conductor, it is a V only. Always it is V only. Till here it's a V only. So it is V volt only. Like that, this side is 0, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, till here it is 0 only. So the potential difference between A and B is a V only. This much only. However, V across C1, the potential drop across C2 and potential drop across C3 may be different, because we know that C is equal to Q by V or V is equal to Q by C. Now, the charge will remain same only everywhere. Whatever charge is flowing, the same charge reaches the lead plate of C1. If it is, let us say, plus Q, this side will be minus Q. Let me show it in a different color. If this is a plus Q, this will be minus Q, this will be plus Q, this will be minus Q, this will be plus Q, and this will be minus Q. So the charge in a series connection will be same only. However, the potentials may vary, because potential is equal to Q by C1 and VC2. For C2, potential will be Q by C2. For V3, VC3 will be Q by C3. That's why these may be different. The potential is getting divided, however the charge is same. So for series connection, potential gets divided, but charge is same. Now similarly, at the same time, we have to remember another condition, another thing we have to remember, that in case of a parallel connection, again you imagine one electric battery here. What happens between these two? Let us say this is a V volt. So this side also is a V and this side is a plus V, this side is 0, right? Then V till here it's a V, and 0, 0, 0, 0 till here it is 0. That means the same is between this also. This side is a plus V, this side is 0, this side is a plus V, this side is 0, this side is a plus V, because from here to same conductor is going, this side is 0. That means all the capacitors are at the same potential, right? In the series connection, in parallel connection, in series connection V gets divided, but for parallel connection, V is the same. But whatever charge is flowing, see from here charge is getting divided into, let us say this Q1, Q2, Q3. Because Q is equal to what is CV. C is equal to Q by V. So Q is equal to CV. Now C1, C2, C3 are different, let us say. The capacitors C1, C2, C3 are different, let us say. So Q1 will be C1V, C2V, C3V. So Q1, Q2, Q3 are different. It may be same also, but it may be different also. So what is getting divided? Charge is getting divided. So Q gets divided. Now this idea also we will be having in the back of our mind, like this only. This idea also we should keep this, that for series connection V gets divided but Q is same. For parallel connection V is same but Q gets divided. Okay. So let us apply that idea for this question what we have taken up. So here what we can write, if the potential difference between A and B are V, that V is getting divided between VC1 plus VC2 plus VC3. So we can say V is equal to VC1 plus VC2, that is potential drop Potential difference, potential of the capacitor C1, potential of the capacitor C2 plus potential of the capacitor C3. Now we have that C is equal to Q by V. This is always true. Then V is equal to Q by C. Yes or no? Implies that for the effective capacitor is that capacitor which is having the same capacitance as, which is having the same effect as all these three capacitors connected in a series together as a system. So for example, if we'll connect one capacitor only, let us say this is connected across a potential difference VA. Then if a particular capacitor, one capacitor only connected across the same potential source V, then what effect this will show? Same effect these three capacitors together connected in a series will show. That's why this is called the effective capacitance. So if you take this capacitor, it is same as taking the capacitor C1, C2, C3 connected in a series. Clear? So for V, but the charge is same only. If you calculate the charge here, what charge is going, that charge in a series connection, how many other capacitors you connect, the same charge is remaining everywhere. That I have said you already. So this, what you can write, Q by C effective is equal to VC1. The potential across C1 is Q by C1. This Q is same as this Q. For what reason you know now. Plus Q by C2 plus Q by C3 implies that, see, from here you can take out a Q common, Q get cancelled. So 1 by C effective is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Implies that it's simple now. See, this is equal to how much, right? Take a C1, C2, C3 common. What remains? C2, C3 plus C1, C3 or C3, C1 plus C1, C2. Now this is 1 by C effective. So C effective or effective capacitance is equal to numerator upon denominator. That is equal to C1, C2, C3 divided by C1, C2 plus C2. This only is required to be proved, right? Exactly similar. Let us take another question. Only the difference is there the capacitors are connected in parallel. Now let us take up a question where C1, C2, C3 are connected in a parallel between A and B. It is asking to prove that C effective capacitance is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Now see, this we will apply in the further problems whatever we will be taking, that we have remembered as a formula only. Whenever parallel connection, this rate will be added up. However, in this question it asks to prove that this is so. So we cannot say that we have a formula like this. That formula itself has to be proved. So what we can do now, see, again you imagine one electric cell between this, right? So what is remaining same here? Potential is the same and the charge is getting divided. So what we can say, whatever is the charge that is getting divided, let us say Q1 is the charge of C1, Q2 is the charge of C2 and Q3 is the charge of C3. So what we can say, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, right? Now we know that Q is equal, C is equal to Q by V. This we know already. So Q is equal to CV. So implies that for the equivalent capacitance, if for all this entire system we imagine one capacitor only and we call that the effective capacitance, then Q will be equal to CV. So for this Q you wrote C effective multiplied by V is equal to, for Q1 what you will write, C1 multiplied by the potential of C1. So C1 multiplied by potential of C1 will be V only, right? We know that in parallel connection it will be V only. So for Q1 I wrote a C1V plus Q2 I wrote a C2V plus Q3 I wrote a C3V. V got cancelled throughout. Therefore, what comes is that is only what is required to be proved. C effective is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Clear to everybody? Now let us take up this question where C1, C2, C3, C4, 4 capacitors are connected in such a way and this is connected across a potential 100 volt. Then what is given in the question? C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is equal to C4 is equal to 15 microfarad. All are having values 15 microfarad each. Then what is the effective capacitance? The question, there are some options: 5 microfarad, 10 microfarad, 15 microfarad, 20 microfarad. And another part of the question is given: calculate the charge on the capacitor 4. There also some options are given: 1, 1.5 to 2.5 microcoulombs. So see, effective capacitance, when we see this is 100 volt, so we can imagine this thing is you are imagining only. I am writing here just to explain, but you need not write on paper, okay? Or you may write for a first or second time, and then this should come to your mind. So this is 100. Till this point we can go, this is 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Here only the division starts, right? So till here we can say it's 100 volt only. Similarly, this 0, 0 till here it's a 0, right? We can think. Now, see, C4 is connected between 100 and 0. What is the potential drop? What is the potential difference between the plates of C4? Till here it's 100, till here it is 0. So we can say VC4 is equal to 100 volt, right? Now you see, this point and this point are 100 volt, but C1, C2, C3 are connected in a series, right? And across the beginning of the leftmost part of C1 to the rightmost part of C3, the potential drop is again 100 volt. So between this point to this point 100 volt, but within the same 100 and 0 only 3 capacitors are connected in a series. So clearly we can see that C1, C2, C3 are in a series, and the resultant of these 3, whatever comes, that is in a parallel with the C4, because that whatever capacitance, the effective capacitance of these 3 comes, that also is in between 100 and 0 only, and C4 also is between 100 and 0. It is something like that. It is something like the effective capacitance of a C1, C2, C3 is one capacitor I am showing, and this is C4. This is a C1, C2, C3. These 3 effective capacitance, and these together are in a parallel, and that is being connected to this 100 volt bit. 100 volt bit. So this can be reduced to this circuit, right? So what is asked? What is the net capacitance? Now net capacitance C1, C2, C3 are in a series. Then for those 3, what will be the net capacitance? 1 by C effective is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Now see, for the timing, for the first time or initially we are writing all those things. You should be a little faster and faster, and this should go in your mind going further. So 1 by C efficient is equal to 1 by C1. Now C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is given to be 15 microfarad. So 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15 is equal to, take 15 LCM, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3, isn't it? So 3 by 15 is equal to 1 by 5. Now 1 by C effective is equal to 1 by 5. So C effective is equal to how much? 5 microfarad, right? So this is 5 microfarad. This C4 is 15 microfarad, right? This is a 5 microfarad and this is 15 microfarad. And these two are in a parallel to each other now. And what is our question? What is our formula for a parallel connection? C1 plus C2. So 5 plus 15. It's a 20 microfarad. So what is the correct answer? 20 microfarad is the correct answer, right? Now another question, what is the charge in the capacitor C4? Now we have that C is equal to Q by V, right? Implies that Q will be equal to CV. Now for capacitor 4, charge on capacitor 4 will be equal to C4 multiplied by V4, let us say. Now see, V4 is again the potential across the capacitor C4 is 100 to 0, that is 100 volt only. But what is C4? C4 is given to be how much? 15 microfarad. It is said already. So this is equal to 15 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad multiplied by V4. This is 100. So this is equal to how much? 1500 microcoulomb. What's the unit of charge? What's the unit of charge? It's microcoulomb. 1500 microcoulomb. See, here all answers are given in millicoulomb only. So 3 places, bring it here, 1.5 millicoulomb. 1500 microcoulomb is the same as 1.5 millicoulomb. Clear to everybody? Now let us take up a similar question where again C1, C2, C3, C4 are connected as shown in the arrangement, which is exactly same as the last question. However, it's given in the question that the magnitude of all the capacitances are equal to 12 microfarad, and that is connected across a battery which is of a 500 volt potential. Okay. Now again, the first question is what is the effective capacitance? That we have done already, right? So these 3 are in series and that is in parallel with this. So if you have calculated already orally, that's wonderful. But if you are a little slow, what you do? C1, C2, C3 are connected in series, right? So 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 is equal to how much? Right? Take LCM 12. This is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 3, 3 by 12. Now 3 by 12 is what? 1 by C effective, right? So C effective is equal to 12 by 3, that's a 4 microfarad. Now these 3 together are equivalent to 4 microfarad, right? So it is something like that. If I reduce, instead of all these 3, we can show only 1 4 microfarad, and that is connected with the C4. C4 is given to be 12 microfarad. 12 microfarad. C is connected here, and that is connected to a battery of 500 volt, right? So if these two are connected in a parallel, now simply for parallel connection, these two we can only show only one capacitor, which is called the effective capacitor, and the effective capacitance will be how much we took. This came of 4 plus 12, 16 microfarad. See, next thing is charge on each capacitor. What is the charge? Here you find out Q is equal to CV. From C is equal to Q by V, Q is equal to CV. So the net charge is equal to how much? Is equal to C, that is 16 microfarad, of course. So the charge also will come in microcoulomb, whatever. So 16 multiplied by 500 is equal to how much? 8,000 microcoulomb, or simply 8 millicoulomb. So the total charge coming here is 8 millicoulomb. So here it is coming as 8 millicoulomb. But from this point, this 8 millicoulomb is getting divided here and here, right? So some charge will come this side, some charge will come this side. Now you see, whatever charge is coming this side, that will be the charge of a C1 also, C2 also, C3 also, because C1, C2, C3 are in a series. So we have to calculate this charge, and that will be the same charge on C1 also, on C2 also, and C3 also. But the charge on C4 will be different. What will be the charge on C4? Q is equal to CV. So the charge on C4 is capacitance of 4 multiplied by V, isn't it? So capacitance of 4 is equal to how much? It's given to be 12 microcoulomb, right? 12 microfarad, right? 12 multiplied by V. V is the same, 500 across the same thing, 500. So is equal to how much? It is 6 millicoulomb, right? So out of this 8 millicoulomb, the charge on C4 is equal to 6 millicoulomb. The C1, C2, C3 are in series. So charge on C1 also will be 2 millicoulomb. Charge on C2 also will be 2 millicoulomb. And the charge on C3 also will be 2 millicoulomb only, right? So charge on C4 is 6 millicoulomb. Charge on C4 is equal to 6 millicoulomb. So 2, 2, 2. This is same only. This is 2 millicoulomb only is there, right? Everywhere. Okay. Now this is 8 millicoulomb. In this question, what is asked, we have got already. Coefficient effective capacitance we got 16 microfarad, and charge on each capacitor also we got. Charge on C1, C2, C3 are same, which is equal to 2 millicoulomb, and the charge on the C4 is 6 millicoulomb we got already. However, the examiner could play around the same circuit only, so same network only. Different questions could be asked. What is the potential of a C2? It may be asked, right? what is the so it will be not be asked, because in this question potential is given. However, something will be given and something will be asked, so we are going to find out what all questions can be, even if the examiner plays around with this and that, what all questions can be. See, and by now, by this problem and the previous problem, we have understood to solve all the questions. We have dealt with the 2-3 questions only now, but we have understood everything. Let us say, see, whatever is the network, only from question to question, the complexity of the network only will be changing. But what it can ask, let us say there are 4 capacitors. What are the variables? Potential, capacitance, and charge on the capacitor. Potential of a capacitor, capacity of a capacitor, and charge on a capacitor. These 3 things are there. If in this network there are C1, C2, C3, C4, let us say we are taking this network only one example, like a small simple network. So C1, C2, C3, C4. Now what is VC1, that is potential of a capacitor C1, VC2, VC3, VC4. In this question, all this, okay, C1, C2, C3, C4. In this question, all these capacitance are given to be 12 microfarad each, right? And Q, charge on C1, charge on C2, charge on C3, and charge on C4. These things can be asked. We are just listing the things what at max the examiner can play around with. Okay, these things. And another concept we read, energy stored in a capacitor. So energy stored as C1, energy stored as C2, energy stored in C3, energy stored in C4. These things also can be asked. Apart from this, potential of some potential supply will be there. Capacitance, net capacitance. So C effective also may be asked. Total charge, let me say total, or energy stored in the entire network. So E of the entire network. These also can be questions. Now see, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or a little very minute variations may be there. And the thing is, the network what you are saying, this only can be more and more complicated going further. I am just telling you the types of questions. All the questions will be covered by these many things only. Here let me write another is energy also, energy stored also. Okay, so these things, some will be given, other things will be asked, and this is series parallel. Now only the types of questions are like somewhere we can find a series connections and parallel connection easily like this, where we can find it, we can solve this way. And there will be more difficult level of questions where the capacitor connections are not identifiable. It is series or parallel, we may not be sure. And if it's not a series and parallel, if we are not sure what to do that, we will be taking up some more questions, and in that it will be clarified. Okay. Now let us take up another problem where 2 capacitors 1 microfarad each are connected. This as shown in the arrangement on the figure. Here there is a switch S, let us say. Okay. And here there is one EMF source which is equal to 6 volt. Okay. Now there are 2 cases. In case 1, S is closed, and it is saying in case 2, S got opened, and after that a dielectric of dielectric constant K is equal to 3 units is inserted between the parallel plates of the capacitor C1, C2 both. Remember, in case 2, this is open, and after that this K is equal to 3 units, that is filled. But in case 1, it is closed and nothing is filled. Okay, between what are the changes you observe in the charge of the capacitor and potential of the capacitor. So in the first case, let us say Q of a C1 and Q of a C2. We have to calculate that also, and V of a C1 and V of a C2. These 4 we will calculate. In the second case, again charge of a C1 dash I am writing. C1 is changed by giving something. Charge on a C2 dash, and potential of C1 dash and potential of C2 dash. We will be calculating those only. Dash 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 means after the second case, when the switch is open and the plates between the capacitors are filled with a dielectric of a dielectric constant K. Okay. After introducing that, what are the changes we will observe? What are the changes is the question. It's a good question. The capacitance C1 and C2 are given to be 1 microfarad each. In the first case, the S was closed like this. It was simply like this, right? Then the potential across C1 also is a 6 volt and across C2 also is a 6 volt only, right? So what we can say is for case 1 we are writing charge potential of C1 also is a 6 volt, potential of a C2 also is a 6 volt, and the charge on capacitor C1 is equal to what? See, C is equal to Q by V, so Q is equal to CV. So what we'll do, C1 multiplied by V is equal to how much? C1 is 1 microfarad, 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad multiplied by V, 6. So this is equal to how much? 6 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, or simply we can say that 6 microcoulomb. Similarly, QC2 is C2 multiplied by V. C2 also is 1 microfarad, it's the same thing, is equal to 6 microcoulomb. So VC1 is 6 volt, V of a C2 is a 6 volt, Q of a C1 is 6 microcoulomb, and Q of C2 also is a 6 microcoulomb. Now let us see the case 2, where what we did, the switch is open now, S is open now, and the capacitors are filled with a dielectric of a dielectric constant K, which is equal to 3. Let's see that. Okay. Now, what is the capacitance C1 dash I am writing? C1 dash became, our formula is C dash is K times C. So, here it is K times C. So, K is given to be 3. So, 3, and earlier it was 1 microfarad. So, this is equal to 3 microfarad. Similarly, C2 dash is equal to how much? Again, for this also put that formula. It was 1 microfarad only, and K times into 1 is equal to 3 microfarad only. So now the new capacitances became 1 microfarad to 3 microfarad each. Now what is the charge on C1 is equal to the charge on, now charge on C1 dash is equal to C1 dash multiplied by V. Now see, when it is open, what is the potential across C1? It is still connected with the battery, right? So it is 6 volt only. So this is equal to C1 dash is equal to how much? 3 multiplied by what is still 6 is equal to 18 microcoulomb. Clear? Now what about C2? This has become isolated now. You see, there is, if it's open, no potential source is connected with the now. That is why what is the charge on C2 dash now? See, when it was charged, so QC2 was 6 microcoulomb. Now, since there is it's isolated, that 6 microcoulomb will remain 6 microcoulomb only. There is no change, not any change, right? So this is equal to 6 microcoulomb only. So what is the change we are observing? See, C1 dash is equal to 6 volt only. It remains the same, but VC2 dash will be equal to, V is equal to, C is equal to Q by V. Okay, C is equal to Q by V. This is our formula. So V is equal to what? Q by C. Now Q remained 6 microcoulomb only. 6 microcoulomb only divided by C. The current C is how much? C2 is equal to 3 microfarad. So this is equal to 2 volt. So what are the changes we are observing? See, VC1, VC2 was 6 volt, 6 volt. But now VC1 remained 6 volt only, but VC2 became 2 volt. This is one change we observed. and the charges were 6 microcoulomb, 6 microcoulomb, and the second charge on the C2 remained 6 microcoulomb. So here one change we observed, and in the potential of a C2 one change we observed. Is it clear to everybody? Now let us take up one question where it gives the given arrangement where C1, C2, C3, C4, C5 all are 2 microfarad capacitors only, it is saying. So this is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 I am writing 2 microfarad capacitor only. But the connections are like from here there is one connection till here, and from here there is one connection till here. The points are named. This point is given P, this is R, this point is S, and this point is T. Now the question is, calculate the effective capacitance. Now see, here the question comes, if we go here, since from here there is a division comes, right, we cannot say that these two are in a series anymore, right, because when a closed connection came from here, okay, these two are not in series. But can we say that these two are in a parallel? See, for parallel connection, both the left plates should be connected to one potential only, right plates should be connected to one potential only. That also is not happening. So it's neither parallel, neither series nor parallel. The same thing from this side also you will see, it is saying neither parallel nor neither series nor parallel. So simply, if we know series or parallel, how we solve the questions, it is a little different from that, right? Now see, here we will follow one trick, you remember. The trick is also is a concept only. It's like, suppose we are having a conductor, right? Suppose we are having a conductor, let us say XY, and there is no electric equipment in between. Imagine this will be helpful in many questions. Now suppose you are having one conductor that's having certain length, let us say it's having 10 cm length. Now if we take one conductor of 5 cm length, you reduce it to till here, you bring the Y, then the length became 5 cm, but electrically there is no difference at all. Clear? That means the conductor is of what length, that doesn't matter. If there is one resistance, if resistance is doubled, if the length of the resistor is doubled, resistance will be doubled. It depends on the shape and size and all those things. But if there is no electrical equipment, you may increase the length, reduce the length, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now this is a trick. With this I we will be looking at this, you see. Now between P to S, is there anything? Nothing is there, right? So P to S, we can write it like this also, we can write it like this also, we can connect like this also instead of this, or we can bring S and P, make that one point also. That means the length can be made any longer or it can be made 0 also, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now imagine you bring S, you drag this P and put on S. You imagine this way. If you drag P and put on S, don't you think that the C2 will become parallel to C3? These two are microfarads, right? Microfarad, 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 microfarad. Okay. Now, if you bring P and put on S, you do this imagination, this you have to do. If you bring P to drag and put on S, then C2 will become parallel to C3, right? Similarly, if you drag T and put on R, C4 will become parallel to C3, right? If we do this much, there won't be any difference at all. We can do it, any length of the conductor can be of any length. We can increase the length also. Instead of this, we can make it a big also. Instead of this, we can make it a smaller also. We will make it smaller, smaller, smaller. P point we will put on S. Okay, and T point we will put on R. Then what will happen when we put a T on R? C4 will become parallel to C3 and the C2 will come down to C3, right? So C3, this entire circuit will become like this. C3, C4 will come up, this becomes C4, C3, and C2 will come down, this is C2. These three will be parallel and this C1 will still be there, and C5 will still be there, this side C5, and this side the point is B, and this side the point is A. Now don't you think that this circuit is exactly the same circuit, only it's looking different? But by this idea, what we made is our idea became clear that C2, C3, this is C2, I'm sorry. So the idea became clear that C2, C3, C4 are parallel to each other, and that entire combination is in a series with C1 and C5. We got it or not? Now then, if C2, C3, C4 are in a parallel, what is the combination C effective of these three? Simply they will be added, right? And all the capacitance are 2 microfarad. So 2 plus 2 plus 2, it will be 6 microfarad. So this entire network was like this, and this entire network can be reduced to, it is C1, the combination of all these three, and C5, like this, between A and B. Now C1, this is 2 microfarad, this side also 2 microfarad, and in between 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 microfarad, right? Now these three are in a series. So what is the net effective capacitance of all these three together? C effective is equal to C1, C2, C3 divided by C1, C2 plus C2, C3 plus C3, C1. Now this we had proved, you remember, in a question. Now we are using that proof as a formula. Otherwise you can write 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, and that will come this much only. So directly C1, C2, C3, 2 into 6 into 2 divided by 2 into 6 plus 6 into 2 plus 2 into 2, 4 is equal to how much, right? 24 divided by 28, right? So effective capacitance is 6 by 7 microfarad. So we got effective capacitance of this entire network is 6 by 7 microfarad. There is another part of the question which asks if a potential difference of 7 volt is connected across the network, that is connected between A and B, calculate the energy stored in the network. Now simply we have E is equal to half C V square. This formula we are using. So half of, what is C of this entire circuit? We got already 6 by 7 V square, that is 7 multiplied by 7. 7 is V is given, 7 multiplied by 7, 7 got cancelled, 2, 3 is that. This is equal to 21. Unit of energy is joule. Is it clear to everybody? To gain more and more confidence is solving a lot of problems. Okay, we have taken most of the kind of problems. So you solve many problems that's given in the book, etc. And you will see that everything will become easy now. Hope the session remained very useful to all of you. Thank you, everybody.